Welcome to the Potterblog site, April 29, 2013. Another alert, radioactive core leak at Salle, Illinois during nuclear restart. This is very troubling. Multiple systems failures have occurred at Salle over the last few days. We believe last week during the lightning strike which shut down the facility that Chicago was at risk of becoming a glow. On Friday, based on these multiple failures, we released an alert saying that vigilance was required. Saturday they attempted a restart and there was a radioactive core leak into primary containment. Here's the NRC event report from that situation. We have a link to it on our website. What's really troubling about this is the system that serves as the backup for Saturday's failure failed just a few days before at another attempted restart of this unit. So this is a chain of failures that should cause a concern. And the fact that it's happening under the watchful eye of an NRC special inspection they announced on Friday is even more troubling. Here's the press release from this NRC special inspection announcement in LaSalle. There's some very interesting wording in this press release. We'll get back to that in a minute. But it gets even worse, though. The leaking part which failed on Saturday, well, apparently they had the same failure during startup on the same unit at the same part in 2011. And here's the report from that. Let's see if we can make this just a little bit bigger. See, again, it's LaSalle. And if we go through this, the report, what we'll see is that it was they blame a manufacturing defect on some welds. And the repair for this was, well, they're just going to patch it with another weld. Well, it doesn't seem like that patch held up too well. Hopefully we'll get some more detail from the NRC, but I don't count on it. But, you know, we went back and forth on whether or not to declare this actually a maximum alert condition for what's going on as they attempt the third try. You know, third time's the charm for the restart. You know, this is seems to be a rattle trap of a nuclear pile. If you live downwind of LaSalle, Illinois, or downstream, this is should be very concerned about what's going on there. Very concerned. But let's get back to this NRC press release and why they put LaSalle under special inspection. They say the issue involved a lightning strike that resulted in the loss of power to Unit 1 and 2. Yeah, there's some chatter that this may actually not have been a lightning strike that caused this. I'm not going to go into detail about at the current time, but both emergency diesel generators started and powered the safety systems, and they say there was no threat to the safety of the reactors. Yeah, about to the safety of the public surrounding those reactors. But here's where it gets interesting. I'll give it just a little bit of detail here. It says the team's action established timeline events, cause event, evaluating utilities, assess performance. Here's the interesting one: a dry well pressure signal. Yeah, that really is one of the things that ties into what's getting interesting about this. But the other interesting thing here is it says having 2 units shut down after an event is not typical and raises questions. That's what's interesting. When there's a loss of off-site power to these nuclear plants, they shut them down. So if there's 2 plants there, they lose off-site power, they shut down. So it's not the shutting down from loss of off-site power that's not typical. So that's a very interesting wording there. I think what they're really wanting to say is that the shutdowns were not typical. Part of it may have to do with that pressure spike. But yeah, personally, I wouldn't want to be breathing downwind anything that's going on right now. I think we'll find out there's been some significant effluent releases coming out of LaSalle. We'll see what they say. During the emergency declaration last week, power was shut off to the meters that measure how much radiation is coming out of the stacks. That alone is troubling. But even if you assume everything went perfect and that they were able to send some of this stuff through their filters. These filters aren't perfect. Basically, even with the filtration, it's a direct release of xenon gases. And I believe at best, even the filters they use only capture roughly 70% of the radioactive iodines that go through them. So, relying on one of these filters from these nuclear plants to protect you, is the equivalent of a pothead relying on the bong water to keep them from getting high from the marijuana. It makes me wonder what these people are smoking.